Not one of my guests tonight. That's Texas State Representative James Talarico. He was supposed to be here, but we were told in no uncertain terms by our network's lawyers, who called us directly, that we could not have him on the broadcast. Let's just call this what it is. Donald Trump's administration wants to silence anyone who says anything bad about Trump on TV, because all Trump does is watch TV.
We actually received a phone call, and that was a little bit earlier today. And in that call, they explained that they actually told CBS that they could go ahead and move forward with the interview of James Talarico. They just needed to offer me equal time. I did not get a request from the Colbert show.
Like and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notifications anytime I go live and make a video. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Stephen Colbert is deciding to be a nut job, and Jasmine Crockett actually called him out. Now the question is, this fake too? I mean, are they creating a controversy that don't exist to bring attention to the Texas election? Is that what they doing? Because this stuff don't make no sense, and people get sued for this all the time. And to think that Stephen Colbert would you wait till you see the clip, he would consciously decide that he's going to defy his network. As if the lawyers tell you to do something and you deny doing it, you can go to jail. I mean, you're not go to jail, but you can get fired. You get the whole company sued. Y'all tell me what you think. Roll the clip.
Not one of my guests tonight. That's Texas State Representative James Talarico. He was supposed to be here, but we were told in no uncertain terms by our network's lawyers, who called us directly, that we could not have him on the broadcast. Then I was told in some uncertain terms that not only could I not have him on, I could not mention me not having him on. And because my network clearly doesn't want us to talk about this, let's talk about this. You've probably heard. So,
do y'all really think the lawyers told him he can't talk about it? He did it anyway? I don't think so. Roll the clip.
You might have heard of this thing called the equal time rule, okay? It's an old FCC rule that applies only to radio and broadcast television, not cable or streaming, that says if a show has a candidate on during an election, they have to have all that candidate's opponents on as well. It's the FCC's most time-honored rule right after no nipples at the Super Bowl. There's long been an exception for this rule, an exception for news interviews and talk show interviews with politicians. Now, that's crucial. How else were voters supposed to know back in '92 that Bill Clinton sucked at saxophone? But on January 21st of this year, a letter was released by FCC chairman and smug bowling pin Brendan Carr. In this letter, Carr said he was thinking about dropping the exception for talk shows because he said some of them were motivated by partisan purposes. Well, sir, you're chairman of the FCC, so FCCU. Because I think... Because I think you are motivated by partisan purposes yourself. Sir, you smelt it because you dealt it. You are Dutch ovening America's airwaves. Let's just call this what it is. Donald Trump's administration wants to silence anyone who says anything bad about Trump on TV, because all Trump does is watch TV. Okay? He's like a toddler with too much screen time. He gets cranky and then drops a load in his diapers. So it's no surprise that two of the people most affected by this threat are me and my friend Jimmy Kimmel. When this letter dropped, we both talked about the letter on air, and then later, Carr defended it like this.
If Kimmel or Colbert want to continue to do their programming and they don't want to have to comply with this requirement, then they can go to a cable channel or a podcast or a streaming service, and that's fine.
Great idea, man whose job is to regulate broadcast TV. Suggest everyone just leave broadcast TV. It's like when Arby's changed their slogan to, Arby's, would it kill you to eat a salad? Anyway, am I being clear? Have I been clear so far?
For this nut job. Essentially what he's saying is that the FCC has had a long-standing rule under every administration, and if he brings a candidate on, he also has to bring the other ones on. And he is doing all of this grandstanding just to say that he's going to do it on Rumble anyway, or on YouTube. It's not that, but he had to say Donald Trump is behind this. Where do you get the information that Donald Trump is behind this whatsoever? Jasmine Crockett actually said something smart today. Hell is freezing over today. Synergy day and night is just absolutely phenomenal. I have not done an incredible job at explaining this to people. It's crazy because this is the best product on the market. And we finally got our website done professionally, and this is why I'm going to start telling you about it more. The interaction of it, explaining the nuances of the product and why it's better than everybody else is now available on the website. You can do your research, look it up, and order. So if you're looking for energy that's sustainable, you're looking for energy that's clean, look no further. Synergy Day is a solution. If you struggle sleeping at night, Synergy Night is the best solution on the market, money back guarantee. If you take it and it don't work for you, we'll get your money back and you go spend it somewhere else at with another company. All right, it's not that, but he had to say Donald Trump is behind this. Where do you get the information that Donald Trump is behind this whatsoever? Jasmine Crockett actually said something smart today. Hell is freezing over today. Roll the clip.
We did receive information suggesting that the federal government did not shut down this segment. Number one, that is my understanding, that the federal government didn't shut this down, and we will do an official statement once we get another official statement that we anticipate is going to be coming from Paramount. All right, so we will read what they say, and then we'll go from there. It is our understanding that either Mr. Colbert or CBS decided that they would schedule a hearing. And this was because of a fear that the FCC may say something to them and that there may have been advice to just have me on, and then they could clear the issue. It was my understanding that someone somewhere decided we just don't want to do that, and instead we're going to just do it this way.
So essentially what she said, and that word salad she gave, is that the network made it clear to Colbert that if you actually do it on the network, you're going to have to bring another candidate on. And if you decide to violate the longstanding FCC rule, then the FCC may come after you. So what did they tell him to do? I advise you to do this interview on another platform. Because if you don't, you're going to have to bring Jasmine Crockett and everybody else on. And what did he do? He essentially did exactly what they suggested that he do, but yet he grandstand and then bring Trump into it. Here's another clip of Jasmine Crockett. Roll the clip.
They name-checked you. I mean, they said this: the show was provided legal guidance that the broadcast could trigger the FCC equal time rule for two other candidates, including Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. What do you make of that explanation?
We actually received a phone call, and that was a little bit earlier today. And in that call, they explained that they actually told CBS that they could go ahead and move forward with the interview of James Talarico. They just needed to offer me equal time. I did not get a request from the Colbert Show to go on. As you know, I've been on Colbert multiple times. And frankly, if we would have gotten an offer, that would have been great. But we're in the middle of early voting, so I'm kind of focused on being in Texas.
I'm running out of time. Enough with this woman. It's all very clear it was staged. Okay, now here's just a little bit of that interview with this guy named James, who is a snake oil salesman. The guy looked like a snake oil salesman. Put him on the screen. They all look the same. Snake oil salesman. He got the same PR person as Gavin Newsom and Mamdani. Wear this, talk like this, and say nothing. Roll the clip.
It's not the first time you've caused some drama. FCC opening probe into The View after appearance by Talarico. Do you mean to cause trouble?
I think that Donald Trump is worried that we're about to flip Texas.
Y'all remember Kamala Harris and then went on Colbert Show? How did she do in the election? You telling me that Donald Trump is worried that if you go on The View or Colbert show that somehow you're going to get votes from people and win an election. Hillary Clinton did it, lost. Joe Biden, we know he lost, but they cheated. And then you go on to Kamala Harris. She did it. She was on all these popular shows. She had all the celebrities and lost. And you think Trump is wasting his time thinking about this little goofy dude from Texas going on Colbert show that nobody's watching. Okay. Roll it.
And Stephen, this is the party that ran against cancel culture. And now they're trying to control what we watch, what we say, what we read. And this is the most dangerous kind of cancel culture, the kind that comes from the top. They went after The View because I went on there. They went after Jimmy Kimmel for telling a joke they didn't like. They went after you for telling the truth about Paramount's bribe to Donald Trump. Corporate media executives are selling out the First Amendment to curry favor with corrupt politicians. And a threat to any of our First Amendment rights is a threat to all of our First Amendment rights. So I'm just
to fact check you, my network said our cancellation was a purely financial decision.
Got it.
And
yes.
I remain very grateful for the last 11 years. Now
let me tell you something. You guys got to understand. His network probably said nothing of the nature. Very simply, they said, you can have them on, but if you have them on, you got to bring Jasmine Crockett on. Because the FCC can ding you. The FCC is not the First Amendment. There are regulations and guidelines to be broadcast over the air that's regulated. First Amendment is you talking on your own terms, on your own platforms. The First Amendment is not even protected on social media. Now, people argue that it should because it's the public domain, but it's not because private companies can have rules and regulations as to what you can and cannot say, and you signed it when you joined the program. So you can't argue that somebody's attacking the First Amendment because it's federally regulated speech online. For instance, you can't say certain words on television. There's only certain words you can use. Y'all don't cry about that. Oh, only when you think you can make a dig at Donald Trump. All righty. We got about 7 minutes. Let me get a couple more clips, and then we're going to switch over to the members-only after show. Roll it.
why do you think this year Texas is considered a possibility by Democrats?
Well, I'm an eighth-generation Texan. My family has been in our state since it was Mexico. And across...
So you're going to get deported, is what you're saying.
Across the state, there is a backlash growing to the extremism and the corruption in our politics. And I have traveled every corner of Texas already, from El Paso to Beaumont, from Amarillo to Brownsville. And we've had thousands of Texans showing up to rally with us. And I can't tell you the number of people who come up to me at the end of these events and whisper, "I'm not a Democrat," like it's some kind of secret. And we've recruited 14,000 volunteers who are out there doing the work all over our state. We have, this is one of the most exciting parts. We have shattered grassroots fundraising records, all without taking a dime from corporate PACs. And so this is really it's a people-powered movement to take back our state and take back our country. And I feel like we're building something really special in Texas, and clearly Donald Trump has taken note.
Now, one of the things...
Time out.
One of the things...
Donald Trump ain't mentioned nothing about this. What they talking about? Donald Trump probably have no idea. He don't run the FCC. There's people that are in the FCC that make the decisions on their own. Donald Trump is not in every agency trying to pick and choose what they do and do not do. The funny thing is, he said that in Texas, there's a growing frustration for corruption within the government. Mind you, Joe Biden has been in office at a longer period of time than Donald Trump has been in the last several years. We just got out of the Biden 4-year administration. Trump has only been in office for a year. Yo, we got 3 more years of this. So you're saying the growing distrust happened mostly under Joe Biden, if that's what you're saying. We see through you. Next clip, and then we're gonna roll it.
There is a point to this craziness. They want us talking about furries and bathrooms. So we don't realize that they are picking our pockets, that they are closing our schools, they are gutting our health care, and they are raising taxes on all of us while they cut taxes for their billionaire donors. The culture wars are a smokescreen because the real fight in this country is not left versus right, it's top versus bottom.
Just like a comment.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for being the first guest to ever appear only on YouTube.
I'm honored. I'm honored. Thank you.
Representative James Talarico, everybody.
All right, I got something for y'all, and we got to get 4 minutes left. Imagine if a conservative did this, they'll cry racism. Stephen Colbert did not want to have a black woman on his show so bad and give her a platform so bad that he was willing to forego having it on his show to put it on YouTube only. The only caveat is that if you had it on your show, which you could have, you had to have Jasmine Crockett. But you racist white liberal, you don't want to give a black woman a platform. So you'd rather take it off the network and go to YouTube so you don't have to give a black woman a platform. You didn't call her, you didn't ask her, you don't want her to get any airtime because you want this white guy to win. God is my witness, if it was a Republican, that's what we would be talking about.